Welcome once again to my channel, Israeli Math Concept. In this tutorial, I will teach you how to calculate for the mean deviation of a given set of data. If this is your first time of viewing, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and as well hit the notification bell so that whenever I upload a new math content, you will be notified. Alright, I also have an example on the board that I would love to solve before the end of this video. And basically, we have the formula for calculating the mean deviation of a given set of data. The formula is giving us the mean deviation, which is equal to the summation of absolute value of x minus your bar x, then all over your n. This is basically the formula we use for the calculation of mean deviation of a given set of data that does not involve frequency. Remember, the first term we have here is called our summation, and the second term we have here is called absolute value. What is the meaning of absolute value? Assuming we have a value like -3. So the absolute value of -3 implies absolute value of -3, and that is equal to 3. So if we have a value like -4, so the absolute value of -4 is simply 4. So whenever you have a negative value at all, the absolute value of that given negative value is just the positive value of that given number you have. Then the next parameter we have is our x, and our x stands for the scores we have in a given set of data. Then the bar x, or you call it x bar, it simply stands for the mean, then all over our n. And the n stands for the total number we have in a given set of data. For example, these numbers, let's count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is our n. So the n for this given set of number is 5. So n stands for the total number we have in a given set of data. Alright, let's take the example we have on the board. The example says, find the mean deviation of the numbers. And the numbers are 4, 6, 5, 8, and 12. Remember, to find the mean deviation of this set of numbers, it is very simple to do. And how do you do it? First of all, list your formula. And after you've listed your formula, there are two methods of solving it. Either you use the method of solving it in row, or you use the method of solving it with your table. Alright, I want to begin with the row method of calculating for your mean deviation. And to use the row method, first of all, indicate your formula. Remember, the formula says that our mean deviation is equal to summation of absolute value of x minus bar x, then all over n. So from this formula, we have our x as our scores, and our scores are already indicated here, but we also have bar x, which is our mean. So we shall first of all find the mean of this data. So bar x, remember, bar x simply stands for your mean, and the formula for finding the mean of a given set of data that does not involve frequency is given as summation of x all over n. Remember that summation of x simply means to sum all these scores here. So let's sum it together. We have 4 plus 6 plus 5 plus 8 plus 12. Then all over our n. What is our n? Our n simply means how many numbers do we have here? And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 numbers. So let's sum up now. 4 plus 6 will give us 10, and 10 plus 5 will give us 15, and 15 plus 8 will give us 23, and 23 plus 12 will give us 35. So we have that our mean is equal to 35 all over 5. And 35 divided by 5 will give us 7. So automatically our mean, which is our bar x, is 7. Having found the bar x, which is the mean of this given set of data, to be 7, let's then find the mean deviation of this given set of number, which is the question we are asked to find. Then the mean deviation will now be equal to, remember, the summation of absolute value of our x, and our x are the individual scores here, while the bar x is the mean, which we found to be 7. So let's substitute it here. We then have absolute value of The first x is the first score we have, which is 4, then minus our bar x, which is our mean, and we got it to be 7, so minus 7, plus another absolute value of our score, which is the next score, which is 6. So 6 minus our mean, which is our bar x, which is 7, then plus the absolute value of our x, which is the next score, which is 5, then minus our mean, and our mean is 7, then plus the absolute value of the next score, which is 8. So 8 minus our mean, which is 7, then plus another absolute value of the next score, which is the last score we have, which is 12, then minus our mean, which is our bar x, which is 7. Then all over. Remember, our n is how many numbers we have here, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So all over 5. So our mean deviation is now equal to the absolute value of 4 minus 7 will give us minus 3, plus absolute value of 6 minus 7 will give us minus 1, then plus absolute value of 5 minus 7 will give us minus 2, plus absolute value of 8 minus 7 will just give us 1, plus absolute value of 12 minus 7 will give us 5. And that is all over, we have 5. So our mean deviation will now be equal to, remember I said prior that the absolute value of any negative value is exactly the positive value of that number. So the absolute value of negative 3 is just the positive value of 3, which is just 3. Then plus the absolute value of negative 1 is just the positive part of 1, which is 1, plus the absolute value of negative 2 is just the positive part of 2, which is 2. Then plus we have absolute value of 1, which is still 1, plus absolute value of 5, which is still 5. Then all over, we already have 5. And that is equal to, let's sum up the values. 3 plus 1 is 4, and 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7, and 7 plus 5 will give us 12. So we have 12 all over 5. And 12 divided by 5 will give us 2.4. So therefore, the mean deviation of this given set of data is equal to 2.4. Alright, having found the mean deviation of this set of data as 2.4 using the row method, I also want to calculate for the mean deviation of this same set of data using table method. Remember, for the sake of your exams, whichever method you find convenient for you, just use it and calculate for your mean deviation. Alright, using table method to calculate for your mean deviation based on this set of data, first thing first, draw the first horizontal line, then draw the first vertical line. Then in the first column, begin to put the parameters you have. The first parameter we have in this formula is x. So we have x. Then in the second column, the second parameter we can combine is x minus bar x. So we have x minus bar x. Then the third thing we can find in this formula is absolute value of x minus bar x. So here we have absolute value of x minus your bar x. So let's start from the first column, and the first column is about our x. And remember, our x are these individual scores we have here. So we are going to arrange this individual score in ascending order. And remember, ascending order means from the smallest to the biggest. And the smallest number we have here is 4, then followed by 5, then followed by 6, then followed by 8, then followed by 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 numbers, and let's count here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then for the second column, which is about x minus bar x, remember that our x are the individual scores we have here, and the bar x is our mean, which we found already to be 7. Then substituting it, the values of x and the value of bar x, which is 7, in this formula, we then have the first x is 4. So 4 minus our mean, which is 7, we have minus 3. Then the second x, which is 5. So 5 minus our 7 will give us minus 2. Then the third x we have is 6. So 6 minus our 7 will give us minus 1. Then 8, which is our next x, minus our bar x, which is 7. 8 minus 7 will give us 1. And the next x we have is 12. And 12 minus our bar x, and bar x is 7, we have 5. Then the next column, which is the third column, is about absolute value of x minus bar x. So what it simply means is that we want to look for the absolute values of everything on the column of x minus bar x. An absolute value of negative 3 automatically is positive 3. Absolute value of negative 2 is positive 2. Then absolute value of negative 1 is just 1. Absolute value of 1 is still 1. Then absolute value of 5 is still 5. Then coming back to our formula, we have the summation of absolute value of x minus bar x. So here we have the summation of absolute value of x minus bar x. And that is equal to, we want to sum all the absolute values we've gotten here. Then we have 3 plus 2, which is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. And 6 plus 1 is 7. And 7 plus 5 is 12. So we have 12. So automatically the summation of absolute value of x minus bar x is equal to 12. Then let's come back to our formula. Remember, mean deviation is given by summation of absolute value of x minus bar x all over n. So the summation of absolute value of x minus bar x is automatically 12. So here we have that the summation of all this is 12 all over our n. Our n is just how many numbers do we have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we have 5 numbers. And that is equal to 12 divided by 5, will still give us 2.4. So automatically the mean deviation of this given set of data is 2.4. So this is basically how to use the row method to calculate for your mean deviation. And when we use the row method, we got 2.4. And also this is basically how to use your table method to find your mean deviation. And we've also used it and we found our mean deviation to be 2.4. Alright, thank you for viewing, thank you for watching. Remember that in my subsequent videos, I shall be uploading video on standard deviation and variance. Do well to stay tuned by clicking on the subscription button and as well hit the notification bell so that whenever I drop a new math content, you will be notified. Please remember to share this video. Thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.